Tell me when.
You're live.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess when is now. Hello, everybody. I'm Bob Negen, and welcome to Coronavirus in the Independent Retailer Podcast, episode number 42. So today we're going to talk about this idea of the messy middle and the fact that this is a marathon, not a sprint. But before we begin, I want to ask you, is anybody else seeing their sleep patterns just go crazy wild all over the place? If you're finding yourself waking up in the middle of the night some days and sleeping like a log the other days, give me some love, show me some hearts, because I just can't figure out what's going on with my sleep. But I think it's just all part of what we're going through here. So today, before we begin, something I want to talk to you about. If you haven't invested in the add-on masterclass, now's the time to do it. I'm going to stay on you about this because for the next 4 days until Friday, it is on sale half price. And it's an absolutely amazing program that's going to help you, on your road to recovery. Going to help you with, adding on is so important. Foot traffic's going to be down. Making the most of every customer is going to be so important. And I'll show you the poster from the add-on masterclass after we get done here today. So the messy middle. I was thinking about this. Actually, it was prompted by a post on our Platinum Mastermind group page. This idea that things have sucked. This has not been a good thing. This pandemic is not a good look. But what I'm feeling and what I'm sensing and what I'm seeing is for many, if not most of us, our future is starting to come into focus, which means that right now we're in the messy middle. And I had heard this term. I knew of this term. In fact, the first thing that I thought is, oh, this is the messy middle when I read Morgan's post. And then I looked it up. It's like, well, where did that come from? And actually, it came from a book by a gentleman named Scott Belsky. And the subtitle is Finding Your Way Through the Hardest and Most Crucial Part of Any Bold Venture. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the middle of a pandemic. This is a bold venture. Survival is a bold venture. So, thinking about that, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what our team is going to look like. We don't know what marketing is going to look like. We don't know what skills we're going to need in the future, what kind of person we need to be, what kind of business people we need to become. And that's where we are right now. We're in this place where the initial panic is over for most of us, not all of us, but most of us. But who we are going to become has not been made clear yet. And the thing that I want to say, and the thing that I'm saying to myself here, is that it's okay. It's okay. Uncertainty is okay. This is a marathon, not a sprint. This is the long haul. We're in this for the long haul. We're playing the long game. And it's okay to be uncertain. It's okay to be afraid. But just understand that we are just in a moment in time, that this is a long game we're playing, and how you feel at any particular moment is okay, but we're always moving, we're always thinking, we're moving forward. It really, truly is 2 steps forward and 1 step back right now. And this is why the AAA mindset is so important, isn't it? If you've been watching this podcast or listening to this podcast for the last several weeks, I've talked about this mindset a lot. Assess, adjust, advance. and we're playing the long game. And so any moment in time, we need to be aware of where we are. We need to be aware of how we're feeling. We need to be aware of what we're doing. That is the assessment. Because we're playing the long game, we're always looking at where we are now and we're asking ourselves, what do we need to do? What do we need to do to break through, to advance? And so what the AAA mindset does is it gives us the ability to ground ourselves. Now, I've never run a marathon, but I've run 2 half marathons. And what I know is that in the middle of that is the hardest part of that. And, I remember talking to Platinum Mastermind Group member, alumni Russ Herman, and he talked about his first marathon. And he said at about, I think it was mile 19, he said, it felt like somebody was taking a hammer and hitting him in his calves with every step. That's the messy middle, right? So the question is, what are you going to do when that pain is there? Are you going to stop, which is okay, or are you going to keep moving? Are you going to assess, adjust, advance? This is where you build resilience. This is where you get stronger. This is where you get tougher. This is where you get better. The beginning was about panic and survival. Now where we are, it's about understanding, it's about thinking, it's about growing, it's about doing things and moving forward. We talked about this a couple episodes ago. The question to ask yourself is, one of the questions to ask yourself, besides how am I going to get people into my store? How am I going to sell when I can't, open my doors? All of these things is, how do you want to look back at this? When you look back at now, through this whole pandemic, are you going to be proud of the way you acted? Are you going to be proud of the things you did? Are you going to be proud of the courage you showed even when you were afraid? It's an important question because every day we're making these kinds of decisions, and I'm going to go back and share, what I've shared 100 times. Everybody is entitled to bad moments and bad days, but it's not a question of whether you have bad moments or bad days. It's a question of, do you dust yourself off and, get back in the game, get better. Right now we're in the messy middle, messy middle. But from the messy middle, the crucial things that you need to do in this bold venture, this is what assess, adjust, and advance is all about. This is why you watch this podcast, to engage your brain and your heart and your spirit in moving forward. This is why I hope you'll join us on the community forum today. In the community forum, we're going to talk about this whole idea of where are we and what are you going to do, in the next several months as things start to open up. What kind of business do you want to be? And I'd encourage you to be there live and come and bring your best ideas. Bring your thoughts, bring your fears, bring your hopes. We're all in this together. And while this may be the messy middle, this is a long haul, and there is a future for us. There is a future for us as independent retailers. There's a future for you. There's a future for everyone. We just need to keep moving forward. We have to understand that the messy middle is messy. We need to embrace it. We need to almost be enthusiastic about it because the messy middle, this place where we are right now, is where we learn to grow. I'm going to come back to it again and again and again. I believe that customers want us, independent brick and mortar retailers, more than ever. more than ever. And all we need to do as a community is keep moving forward, move from this messy middle into the greatness that we have inside of us. It's all about becoming better, becoming stronger, becoming more resilient, getting the ideas, putting them into action and making them work. You know, it's all about being great. So I know that wasn't very tactical, but somehow it was really, really speaking to me today. And I think that new beginnings are starting to happen right now. And if you feel the same way, I'm going to switch this over to a conversation about our add-on masterclass, because I truly believe that one of the things you need to do right now is you need to start focusing on the fundamentals. Whether you're open right now, whether you're opening up, or whether you're still shut down, now is the time to focus on fundamentals, because there is a shift. Things are opening up. A new reality is emerging, and how good you are as a merchant is going to determine how successful you're going to be in the future. And one of the fundamentals that really, really will determine your level of success is the kind of experience your customer gets when they're in your store. And one of the main drivers of customer success is how well your team has been trained. Does your team know how to engage in a conversation? Does your team know how to skillfully ask questions? And does your team know how to add on? Because adding on really is one of those things that leads to a better customer experience. So I thought I would show you part of the add-on masterclass, and this is the poster that you will get when you join the add-on masterclass. You know, so many people want their team members to add on. They ask them to add on. Then maybe they make it a standard to add on, but they don't teach them how to add on. And the add-on masterclass will teach you and your team how to think about adding on, what to add on, how to add on. You know, it really, really is a great program. And I would be remiss as someone who is trying to help you become more successful if I didn't really just look you in the face and say, you really need this program. It's an investment worth making. And right now until Friday, it's half price. It's only $47. It is only 30 minutes long, so you can consume it in less time. You can watch it and learn it in less time than it takes you to watch a bad television show. And of course, it has a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. So it's available from now until Friday. So I'm just going to keep reminding you because I know it's important for you and we want you to have it. That's why it's half price right now. So I hope that you're feeling strong. I hope that you're feeling like, not necessarily strong, but I hope that you're feeling like there is that future ahead of us, that you have, you know, that you were in the messy middle, but that you see where you're going and that you feel hope and optimism about what that is. And that's why I thought I'd share this whole idea of the messy middle and the fact that, you know, and just to remind us that we're playing the long game, that your business in general, but your business during this pandemic in particular, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You don't need to go full out all the time. You just need to keep assessing, adjusting, and advancing, and then we're going to get to where we need to be. Okay? All right. So community forum, 1 o'clock, we're going to be talking about what do you need? What do you want? Who do you plan to become? What strategies and tactics are you using? It's going to be a full-on discussion, and I hope that you'll be part of it. So If I don't see you at 1 o'clock this afternoon, same time, same channel, I hope to see you tomorrow morning at 9:30. I'm Bob Negen. We love you guys. Take care.